Here at Snowy Mountains Grammar School, we highly recommend that you take a mathematics. I'm biased, I'm a maths teacher, but I also understand, among others, how important maths is and how it can serve you well for later study, problem solving in everyday life. So the different levels of mathematics that you can do standard maths, you can do advanced, and there's extension 1 and also extension 2 when you're in year 12. And that's primarily for if you achieving a really high grade in extension 1. So why would you choose standard or advanced? So there's a few things you'd need to factor into that. So that would be what level mathematics you've done going through year 9 and year 10, that being 5.2 or 5.3. You'd also need to think about what is it that you want to do post-school. If you're someone that's wanting to go to university, well, what is the course that you want to do? Does it require mathematics? Do they recommend that you do advanced maths? Because some courses, they might say, oh, we recommend that you've done advanced mathematics. That's not to say you couldn't get in with standard maths, but they're recommending it because potentially that course has a calculus component. And that brings me to my second point around the difference between standard and advanced. And that's primarily in the calculus. So standard maths does not have calculus. And calculus is when we start talking about differentiation, rates of change, how things change over time. And so that's in the advanced course, but it's not in the standard course. So the standard course is equally a good course that has a lot of real life applications, be that in financial maths, network theory, or graph theory it's referred to as a lot of skills that you do need in everyday life, be that doing financial transactions or solving problems. So both excellent courses. But I do think you need to consider, well, where are you coming from? Are you coming from a 5.2 background? That's not to say you can't do advanced. It just means there will be certain components of the course that you will need to upskill before going into the advanced course, just to bridge that gap in some of the content like logarithms and polynomials and functions that aren't covered in the 5.2 course. So students that have done 5.3, that equally means that you can do the standard course. You don't have to go into advanced, but it lends itself to you going into the advanced course. If you've enjoyed 5.3, you've done okay in the course, then that means you're probably okay with the challenges of undertaking the advanced course. So I guess you need to make that decision between advanced and standard, both equally enjoyable because they're both mathematics, but the advanced course, although many universities aren't putting it down as a prerequisite, it is highly recommended for a number of courses. To the extent of some of my own experience at university where students are finding the first year courses quite challenging because they've come through a standard pathway as opposed to the advanced pathway. So certain courses like the physics and some of the chemistry, they really want you to have that ability to use algebraic manipulation, calculus, and so that's not to say you can't do those courses. It just could mean that you need to do bridging courses to upskill in that area so that you have a better understanding and appreciation of the algebra and the calculus that's required. So if you're also considering doing extension maths, so we've got extension 1, extension 2. If you do extension 1 mathematics, that means you do that concurrently with advanced mathematics. So you can't do standard maths and extension maths. It has the advanced and the extension go together. If you're someone that's sort of sitting on the fence and you're not sure, should I do extension or I'll just do advanced? Extension will be too hard. I would suggest that if you think you're capable, then you should have a go. It's better to have a go, have an informed decision, and then later on in the year, if you think, no, this is not what I want to do, then you can drop back. But it's a lot harder to go the other way, to start year 11 and go, actually, I think I'll pick up extension. So I would be recommending that you would go for the harder maths if you're unsure, because we can always change to the other course with not too much difficulty. My door's always open, so if you've got any questions you'd like to come and ask me about the advanced course or the extension courses or the standard course, I'm more than happy to talk about that. I am passionate about maths. I know it's important. I know it can be fun. So yeah, please come and have a chat.